Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today's going to be the 5th installment of the Luke's Point of View series coming from the book Secrets of the Jedi. This book is going to come out in November, so you can be sure that I'm going to be covering a lot of information from it. I can't wait to see what Luke thinks of Snoke and all these other things that could be coming from the book itself to do with the sequel trilogy, originals, and prequels. Maybe he even knows about Jar Jar. So today in the 5th installment, we're going to talk about what Luke thought about the Clone Wars itself. Now, the first time Luke heard about the Clone Wars, actually, the first time we heard Luke hear about the Clone Wars was in episode 4 from Obi-Wan Kenobi, when he was talking about his adventures with Anakin in the Clone Wars. Here's what Luke had to say. As Separatists assembled a droid army to overthrow the Galactic Republic, the Jedi who had sworn to defend the Republic went from being peacekeepers to soldiers. Though the Jedi Order had thousands of members in its ranks when the fighting began, the Jedi High Council knew their numbers would not be great enough to defeat the endless legions of mass-produced droids they would face. Working with the Senate, the Jedi oversaw the training of a clone army that would be used to protect the Republic. These genetically engineered soldiers were designed for combat and would serve on the battlefront under the command of the Jedi, who had been appointed generals in the Grand Army of the Republic. Now, of course, the next bit right under that is going to be End of the Order, where he goes and talks about Order 66. So I'll be making a video right after this one covering what he thought of Order 66 and basically the end of the Jedi. I really find these videos fascinating because it shows a certain respect and a pay of homage to the prequels, but now in the sequels. So this book was, I believe, written by Luke in his point of view right after he connected himself to the Force, when Rey left Ahch-To, and perhaps when he was talking to Yoda or something of that sort. Because there are some parts here, which I've mentioned in previous videos, where he talks about how Anakin now visits him again once he reconnected himself to the Force. And we know that only happened in The Last Jedi for just a little bit before he died. So I'm wondering who and what else Luke knows about and when he was writing this book. It could have been over the span of 20 to 30 years after Return of the Jedi. We don't really know. Maybe he even wrote this while he was a Force ghost. Now, what I would really like for him to dive into more is Sifo Dyas and Count Dooku. I think those are two Jedi that he really needs to explore more about, and if he were to do that, then he would have to go into the archives of some sort, someone's archives, maybe the Jedi, and he'd have to understand more about these characters because they were the fundamental characters that took a role in the Clone Wars and Order 66. So I would love to learn more about that. Let me know what you think about Luke's point of view here with the Clone Wars. He doesn't give too much, obviously, but it is really nice to have him acknowledge it and give his little take, a little paragraph on what he thinks about it. So stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you in that one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.